and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Natasha Kirchuk here with ILTV's Morning Briefing. As U.S. President Donald Trump prepares for his visit to Israel next week, he is being caught in a political tsunami at home over allegations that he compromised an Israeli intelligence asset. Israel's Channel 1 News is reporting that the intelligence Trump disclosed to Russia involving a plot to detonate laptop bombs came directly from the Islamic State capital of Raqqa. And allegedly, the U.S. got this intel from the IDF's military intelligence. According to ABC News, Trump's loose lips may be endangering the life of the spy who got this intel. The Justice Department has appointed a special counsel to oversee an investigation into Trump's Russia ties, and Israel's ambassador to the U.S. as well as top intelligence officials are meeting with the U.S. They're hoping to resolve this crisis before Trump's visit. According to an Israeli official, Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu were not discussing the situation during their unscheduled 20-minute phone call on Tuesday. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to unveil an assortment of economic incentives for the Palestinians. According to Israel's Channel 2 News, Netanyahu will announce the details of the Palestinian stimulus package on Sunday, just a day before President Donald Trump arrives in Israel. In a related story, Finance Minister Moshe Kahlon was meeting with his Palestinian Authority counterpart in Jerusalem yesterday. Kahlon and Shukri Bishara discussed the potential opening of the Allenby Bridge crossing between Jordan and the West Bank for 24 hours a day, and other measures. Bishara is concerned with the high unemployment among qualified Palestinian graduates. These moves come ahead of Trump's push for new peace talks. Trump's peace envoy Jason Greenblatt is meeting with Israeli and Palestinian officials today to finalize details of the president's visit. And according to a report in the Wall Street Journal, the Gulf Arab states are willing to essentially normalize relations with Israel in exchange for a partial settlement freeze and an easing of the Gaza blockade. Former Israeli spy Jonathan Pollard is requesting a relaxing of his parole terms. Pollard's lawyer is arguing to the U.S. Second Circuit Court of Appeals that the computer restrictions in Pollard's parole terms effectively prevent him from holding a white-collar job. Pollard served 30 years in federal prison following revelations that he had sold U.S. military secrets to Israel. Although he was released from prison in 2015, he was not pardoned and his sentence is still in effect. Job offers to Pollard have already been retracted because of the restrictions on his internet use, and the prohibition on leaving his residence between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. prevents Pollard from observing Shabbat and other holidays in a synagogue. At least some circuit judges are fine with that. Judge Rina Raghi says that Pollard's parole conditions only have to be rational, not supported by a preponderance of the evidence. The mentally disturbed Israeli-American teenager who called in thousands of bomb threats around the world is having a hard time in prison. The 18-year-old who threatened Jewish institutions, schools, and hospitals has reportedly attempted suicide at least 5 times in the last 2 weeks. His parents say his autism and brain tumor prevent him from understanding the consequences of his actions, and are worried that he has lost 30% of his body weight since his incarceration. His lawyer claims that he does not know how to differentiate between what is permitted and what is forbidden, but the hacker had a Bitcoin account that had received large deposits from overseas and a sophisticated setup to mask his identity. The attorney is appealing for crowd-funded donations to pay for his expensive medical treatments. Former Connecticut Senator and Vice Presidential candidate Joe Lieberman is in the running to be the new FBI director, according to a White House announcement. Lieberman, an Orthodox Jew who ran with Al Gore on the Democratic presidential ticket in 2000, had a meeting with the president yesterday afternoon, according to Press Secretary Sean Spicer. Following U.S. President Donald Trump's sudden firing of former director James Comey, it's politically incumbent on Trump to appoint a candidate not seen as too close to the president. Lieberman is one of 4 candidates in serious consideration, along with acting director Andrew McCabe, Oklahoma Governor Frank Keating, and former FBI official Richard McFeely. Of the 4, he is the only fully Shomer Shabbat candidate. The former Democrat left the party in the 2000s over foreign policy differences, as his hawkish and neoconservative stance put him at odds with the left-drifting party. That's all for now. I'm Natasha Kirchuk, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.